Go.
All right, a word or two about stepping and footwork. Now, most people, when you see them walking, you can actually just have a look at this when you're just walking around your job or just whenever you're around other members of the public, have a look at how people walk and what their posture and stance looks like. Now, most people will actually bend themselves forward, and so what they're doing is they're kind of throwing their head and upper body forward, and they're walking effectively in a series of controlled falls. Like they pitch their body one direction and they stick their leg out, and that's what catches them. All right? And you'll notice when I'm doing that, there's a lot of, I'm exaggerating a little bit just to show you, just to make the movements bigger, but you'll notice there's a lot of jarring, there's a lot of pounding through my foot, up through my knee, hips, all the rest of that. All right? So over time, over a couple decades, just walking like that is going to give you a lot of joint problems because you're getting lightly punched by the ground every single time you step. So, one of the ways that you can try out with your posture, and this is going to help you in fighting, this is going to help you just moving around normally, is you've got your hips not braced up like this, but turned this way. If anybody here has ever done a kettlebell swing or deadlifting and such like that, you know how to put your hips and lower back in a situation where you're not wrenching them or anything, but like so. And you'll notice my shoulders are back. They're not pulled back. Once again, I'm not adding tension. There's plenty of stuff that's going to require me to use up my strength and energy. I don't have to give myself more stuff to do. So my shoulders are back, and then this is a very good analogy that I got from James Williams, fantastic martial artist. He's been my teacher for almost a decade at this point. But imagine you have a little fish hook right under your sternum, right under your breastbone there, and it's pulling you straight up. Now I know it subtly doesn't look like much, but my chest is up, my shoulders are back and relaxed, which is the important bit. And my shoulders are over my hips, and my head is straight up and over my spine. I'm relaxed, and I also have good posture. I'm not slumped. I'm not having any sort of weird tension anywhere. And so when I walk, I'm not pitching myself forward and catching myself. No, I'm relaxing the lower part of my body in the order of knee, ankle, and then hip. It effectively looks like it's happened at the exact same time, but if I have a foot forward, I relax my knee, ankle, and hip, and then I just move forward nice and easy. And I'm still being balanced over my core. I'm still being balanced. I'm not putting my weight out to one side or the other. Now, once you get really good with moving and being balanced and being relaxed, there are, of course, plenty of techniques where you're going to be moving a little bit differently than I am. That's fine. This is just the basic foundational stuff, and then you, with your unique body that's different than mine, are going to figure out other ways to move. But for the time being, you're going to want to keep proper posture, and then knee, ankle, hip, just move. And so you'll notice that as I'm moving around, even if it looks more like a casual walk, my head and the rest of me is not bouncing. It's not doing anything like that. Now, I'm well aware I'm exaggerating. I'm just pointing it out. But seriously, look at people walking around, and you'll see how much they sway side to side and how much they bounce up and down. It's going to be pretty difficult. Now, as far as fighting is concerned, and with your footwork here, this is more or less how the majority of stances are. Majority of stances are you have one foot forward, and the toes are pointing towards your target, and one foot back, and the toes are anywhere from 45 degrees off to 90 degrees off, something like that. Now, my feet are not quite shoulder width apart, they're a little bit narrower, but they are still far enough away that if I have to move this foot back in a slip or in a slide, I don't kick myself in the foot. All right? Because if I have a very narrow stance and I have to move this back, I'm going to trip over myself. I'm also going to kick myself in the ankle, which doesn't feel good. So I still have proper posture, and you'll notice that no matter what direction my head is still looking at my target, but my hips and my shoulders are still in that same structure. Even if I'm like this, this is why you need to have nice and flexible hips, knees, and ankles. So a lot of joint flexibility aspects, a lot of relaxation is very, very useful for this, so you can move when you need to. And in a fight, you really need to be able to move. So, once again, just from this particular stance, or if I'm just walking normally, I relax and move myself around. Little floating head, right? It looks like my head is not doing this, not bobbing up down. Now, if I need to change levels, then that's what I do. I just simply relax more, but I still maintain this structure. I still maintain a structure that I can move with. I don't dodge out of the way something like this, even though if I have the choice between doing that or dying, I of course am going to choose that, but that's not a good structure. That's not a good structure. I'm getting caught at that point. So even if you need to change levels or increase or decrease your stride, you still have your hips underneath your shoulders, your head nice and aligned, and you're relaxed and you're tall. And so you can have a look around, you can see everything because you're not bound up and I can't turn, because you have to relax your muscles and then turn and then retense them. You're nice and relaxed and you only have tense muscles when you need them.